Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's your man, Lyndon Britt. Wanted to shoot another video to be able to give you a tip to grow your business. All right. So today we're going to work on a little mindset. We're going to talk about the difference between two kinds of people. All right. The difference between successful people and the difference between unsuccessful people. All right. So today, matter of fact, I'm going to start this off. I'm going to talk about a little quote that that I heard Les Brown say. Les Brown's a motivational speaker. If you never heard him, you got to look him up. But he quoted somebody on an acronym of what the word fear means, and it stood for false evidence appearing real. Now, I love that. I love that acronym because that's exactly what it means. False evidence appearing real. Now, fear is one of the things. One of the things that is the difference between successful people and unsuccessful. Unsuccessful people get a taste of fear and they quit. They cannot handle fear whatsoever. And they have the excuse a lot of times when you talk about success, when unsuccessful people are talking about successful people and fear is in the conversation, they think, well, this person is so successful, they don't fear talking to anybody. They can talk to anybody. They have this stature. They have this demeanor, so and so. They can talk to anybody they want to and anybody will listen. Guess what? It's not true. Successful people have fears. And you have to excuse me, that's my paper flapping. Successful people have fears. The difference is they push past their fears and they get done what they need to get done. Period. They push past their fears and they get done what they need to get done. That's all it is to it. You have to push past that fear that you have. All right. Now, fear is only meant to keep you from accomplishing what it is that you want to accomplish. That's its only goal. And I'll give you an example. One of the things when I used to prospect out in the field, a lot of times for my business opportunity, I'd be walking up to folks, introducing. Well, I want to walk up to people, introduce. It happens when you get ready to prospect out in the open, especially for in your cold market, people you have no clue about, don't know you, and you walking up to somebody. As you're approaching that person that you want to tell about your business opportunity that you don't know, from the man on the moon. And that heart just starts racing. Your heart rate just go do 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 do. Just starts picking up. All of a sudden, you start perspiring. You get a little wetness on the forehead. Those nerves are starting to kick up just before you can get within arm's reach, within 5 feet of the person. And all of a sudden, you find a reason to turn around. You find an excuse to turn around because fear will not allow you to open your mouth and speak to that person. Fear of being rejected. Okay, fear of failing. That's the second reason. You have a fear of failing. Okay, that fear is meant to stop you once again from accomplishing what you want to, and now failure kicks in. You don't want to be a failure. Who wants to be a failure? You think about failure as a negative thing. You go approach one or two people and the outcome of the conversation doesn't turn out like you want to. You may get turned away nicely. You may get cussed out and told, don't ever talk to me about it again, whatever the fact may be, but you feel like a failure. You don't like that feeling of failure. So you decide to say, you know what, this isn't for me. I'm not going to do it. Just a little bit of adversity and you turn around. You can't do it. And you always say that successful people don't fail, but like, man, they become successful. Look at them. They did this, they did that. That's not necessarily true. People still turn successful people down. The difference is between successful and, like I said, we're talking about difference. The difference between the successful person and the unsuccessful person. The successful person is willing to fail, and they're willing to fail more often than the unsuccessful person is. They will. You ever heard go for no? It is so true. You have to go for no. You get told no so many times before you hear yes about your opportunity, about a business, about something. About even, and it doesn't, people always, and you hear me talk about network marketing a lot because that's the industry that I'm in, but that goes for a lot of things. Patented ideas, inventions. You go to bring that up in the industry, you say no, or if you go to look for investors or something like that for and a patent and someone tell you, no, we're not going to invest. No, that's not for us. No. You get there and no. And all of a sudden, guess what? If I stop, or if anybody stops us coming up with an invention, you never find that one person who's going to say, yeah, I see the potential in this. I'll invest. If we get and you work out a deal to whatever percentage you want to able to share once this thing hopefully skyrockets. And a lot of times that happens with a lot of inventions, but you have to think about how many times that person was told you have to be willing to fail in order to become successful. All right. Another reason another difference between successful people and unsuccessful people is that unsuccessful people care too much about what other people think about them. They care too much. If you're doing something, you hear somebody whispering, "Oh, he doing that network marketing. He doing that multi-level marketing, MLM stuff. He doing that pyramid scheme stuff. He's doing that business. They doing that stuff where you selling stuff." And you hear people speak so negatively of it, and you care too much about it, and you decide because you don't want to be that person that's at the end of that conversation that you're talking about, that you quit, that you don't do it. You don't follow through with it because you're afraid of what other people say and what they think. Who cares if these people say something negative? You have to understand that the negative comments that these people make is a reflection of them, not a reflection of you. Okay, if you hear people talking negatively, that's a reflection of how they think. If they're thinking everything is negative, everything is bad, this doesn't work, that doesn't work, you look at who's saying the stuff. Look at who, that is a reflection of the person that's making that comment, not you. You have to understand that you have to have confidence in what you're doing. You must have confidence in what you're doing. Overcome fear by taking more action. Be willing to fail. Don't care about what other people think when they have their own negative comments, and develop and build a confidence. Confidence is the absence of fear. Doesn't mean it doesn't exist. But once you begin to overcome it, now think of how many times you tried something. Think about riding a bike. Well, lots of times when you're a kid, you rode a bike. If you fell off, you skinned your knee, you don't want to get back on it. But then at the same time, you're like, man, I really want to learn how to ride a bike. Everybody around me, all my friends are riding bikes. I got to learn how to ride this bike. You know what? Put me some training wheels on. I'm going to keep on going. Eventually, those training wheels, that you know how you rock from side to side and that metal starts to bend, and you kind of learn how to keep your balance. And all of a sudden, the training wheels coming off and you riding by yourself, and you build that confidence to ride. You build that confidence to go around corners, make U-turns, do those instant stops, hit the brakes or whatever, and you develop confidence as a kid as you rode that bike. You remember that feeling? That's building confidence. It's the absence of fear. You didn't fear riding that bike anymore. After about a week and learning how to do that balance, you didn't have a fear of skinning up your knee because you're like, I can ride my bike without those training wheels. That's all it is. You have to learn to develop your confidence, overcome the fear. You can do it. Period. The difference between unsuccessful people and successful people did not quit. They went through and go through the same thing even now than unsuccessful people have. But they didn't quit. And that's what made them successful. They didn't have to go through anything else that unsuccessful people didn't have to go through or aren't going through now. It's just they kept fighting to get through those times. All right, so you've heard the difference between successful and unsuccessful. I want you to look at what you're doing right now and determine which one are you. Which one are you? Are you working on something and think about quitting? Or have you quit what you were doing? If so, pick it back up, get to work, be willing to put in the work. Okay? All right. So if you found this of value, I ask you please like, comment, and share. I really appreciate it. Just let me know what you thought about the blog. If you have any comments, if there's any topics that you'd like for me to do some research and cover for you, make sure you leave that in the comments as well. All right. So very soon, be looking for it. It's a couple of things that I'm personally working on, some patents and stuff like that. So I'll be doing a blog on how to patent an invention that you may have. And this may become very, very beneficial for those of y'all that have an idea that don't know the steps to take in order to get an invention out there into the market. All right, so be looking for that one as well. Please continue to follow the blog at lindenbrid.mlsp sites. Once again, this was the difference between successful and unsuccessful people. All right, and y'all have a blessed day, and I will see y'all tomorrow.